Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 3 episode number 6 reaction. So the previous episode was the end of the Ichinose's like that little arc that we had, that story. And we got to know Ichinose's backstory, her past, what happened, and how an unfortunate situation was the reason why she, did like a little shoplifting. And it's not that she was even hiding it. She actually, when her mother realized that, she took her to the manager, told them, and the manager forgave her, all that stuff. So it wasn't like really, she wasn't really even trying to hide it. It's like a closed case. So she like admits to that in front of her class before Sakanagi is able to do anything, and her class accepts her for who she is, and everything ends in a better way. So obviously we get to realize in a little flashback that Anakoji went to Ichinose's place every single day, kind of like making her like break in front of him, which is why she was able to gather the courage to go back to the class and actually tell the truth to everyone, because Anakoji was the one who gave her the push, and so yeah, so she was able to do that in front of everyone. So she fell down, but she got back up stronger than ever, and now obviously she has no more lies. Everything is fine now. She's all good. And yeah, while we also get to realize the other characters like main intentions. One of Sakanagi's intention was to drag Ayano into this whole situation, and now she has challenged Ayano, and with a little bet. Not only that, we also get to know that Anakoji was the reason for the later half of the rumors, and also he asked Kushida for help, gave her points, and through that she confirmed how credible and how how deep is Kushida's networking. So he got to know that, and he says that this will help him like expel Kushida in the future. So let's see what happens. Yeah, today's episode number 6. Let us begin. Right, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. It is better to receive an injury than to inflict one. Tarot, disputations. Result of your final exam, okay. All right, there you go. Perfect. Lowest score. However, oh no. Are they going to do something? What? Nah, man. Wow. Yeah, that's why they want to weed them out. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Hand to hand combat. Oh, wait. Voting. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, voting. That's I wasn't expecting voting to be like, okay. Like I was expecting something, like I said, hand to hand combat, maybe like some kind of martial arts, or I don't know, like some kind of sports, maybe like another exam, like something like that. Voting, okay, this should be interesting. Oh. Hmm. Rules, right. Evaluate your classmates. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh. Right. You cannot get expelled one time or something like that? Yeah. Nice. But the person who, yeah, probably only one. Positive votes adding points and negative votes subtracting. Determine a single top and single bottom placer. Okay. And they'll be expelled. Hmm. Okay. I was thinking, yeah, so there you go. Someone will get expelled. But then what's the point of the protection point? Protection. Yeah. Well, obviously. Yeah. So wait, only our class will be participating in this? I'm guessing? Because our class is the one that is doing well. Hmm. Well, one person is obviously screwed. So can we use our points to? Yeah, what's gonna happen in that case? Wow. One positive vote. Another class. Right. 20 million per. Oh, so there is a way, but it's very. Yeah, it's a lot. Yep. Oh boy, shut up, please. You have only one. Looking forward at your next. Yeah, exactly. Like the class won't be penalized. So this is also like a. Oh god, here we go again. Hmm. Okay. Well, multiple votes for the same person not allowed. There you go. Hmm. Okay. Coordinating our votes as a group. Hmm. Yeah, that can work, but yeah, that is true. Like you cannot just sit and do nothing. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think we should tell others. Like it'll be a mess. Exactly. Lost in the class hierarchy. Exactly. I'll have to take action. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, this is a difficult one. Okay. Dragon Boy is sitting there. Let's go. He got to beat the crap out of him. Oh. Hmm. Perpetual tag along. Okay, so every class is participating. Okay, I see. Which makes sense, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, but I don't think. I don't know. Well, he is correct, but in a way. Hmm. Hmm. Probably. Is it? Yeah, obviously. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Do you have the? Yeah. I agree with Ruin here. Ooh. Oh boy, he just hit her where it hurts. Oh. Yeah. I'm sure he has. He probably is not going to use that. Yeah. I wonder who he's talking to. Hmm. Nah, I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I feel like okay. Hmm. Yeah, that is also a good point. He is going to graduate, so you're just assuming that. Come on. Wow. Hmm. Just be yourself. Yeah, I don't think Kay is in no way going to get, like voted out. Yeah, but most of it will be positive. Nah. I wonder if Anakoj is going to get any votes. That'll be interesting to see. Yeah, that might actually be a plus point. A lot of girls probably would have voted for her. Exactly. But that's not going to happen now. I do wonder if he's going to get any votes. Probably. Kushida, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Why? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now what? I do wonder, like, I feel like this is like a perfect opportunity to vote out Kushida. But will we be able to do that? That's the question. Wait, is she waiting for Anakoji? No. Who? Wait. Oh, yeah, she is waiting for Anakoji. Oh, what a coincidence. I just. Oh, boy. The way he says that. Oh. Yeah, I was wondering, what are they going to do? Like, their whole class is such a tight knit group. Like, it'll be bad. Like, yeah. In no way is that happening. Exactly. Nobody's going to do that. She'll fail if she tries to do that. Teh. Hmm. She probably still feels guilty. Or, yeah, okay. Hmm. I'm not sure. You down for my positive vote for? I feel like this positive vote for another class is going to be like a very important thing in this. Hmm. Or he might ask her to put someone else's name to keep them protected. Like, I don't know. Oh god, here we go. Wait, this is the exam that. Will this be the exam that they're going to be betting on now? Huh. What? Wait, so. Oh boy. That man, his father? Probably. Oh, there you go. So this is not. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Within class A, yeah. I think I won't be doing it. Okay. I'll be doing something to damage. Oh, okay. So, wow. So she's like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything. True. Okay. Wait, Katsu. Oh, Katsuragi. Okay, okay. I was like, who? I forgot for a moment who he was. Hmm. Exactly. I was thinking the whole class is so tightly knit. Ugh, bro. She almost has like, okay, this whole thing. What's happening here? Private point matter. Oh, great. Bruh. Okay, wait a minute. She has. So she's trying to get enough points, which is 20 million, as they said, to. Okay, is that what she's trying to do? Hmm. All right, that is it. So that was episode number 6. Now, a new trouble has started, which is the whole expulsion thing that's going to happen. And yeah, so this is a problem. So, turns out one thing I have to see, like, so, wait, so Sakanagi's dad got fired? Like, what happened there? Like, just a minute, let me go to that part. When Sakanagi talks to, um, Anokoji, okay, okay, there's a reason why they're doing it. My father, the chairman, was recently suspended. There you go. So he was suspended, and they're trying to make, like, someone, like, vote someone out of this, because normally, like, they're trying to get Anakoji out, and Anakoji thinks that it's probably his dad, because his dad came before and told him to, like, kind of, like, go with him or stuff like that. All those stuff happened, I think, in season 2. And Sakanagi's dad came and tried to, like, and told him to, like, like, stop it or something. That whole thing, you remember that? That's what happened. That's why they decided to suspend him, and they're doing this now to forcefully vote out Anaguchi. Now here's the thing: this is merely a speculation. We're just assuming that it's his dad doing all of this. Might not be it. Maybe something else is happening. But this is like the most likely candidate who's probably trying to do this to Anakoji, because we literally saw in one of the episodes that his dad wants him to leave the school. Right, so that is what's happening, I'm guessing. But let's wait and see. Other than that, a few other things we have to talk about here. First of all, Ayano is a person who is just so, like, under the radar most of the time. So even if this was an attempt to vote him, make him get voted out, I don't understand how they're planning on doing it, because I'm pretty sure most of the people here in the class are beefing with each other. Almost none of them have any trouble with Ayanokoji, and they're going to probably vote for someone else other than Ayanokoji. Maybe, like, Ayanokoji will get 1 or 2 votes, maybe, I don't know. Some random ass votes, maybe. Like, maybe Koenji suddenly votes Ayanokoji. Who knows what that guy thinks? Stuff like that. However, other than that, I don't see anyone voting for Ayanokoji. Like, for example, those three guys that are beefing with those girls, they're probably going to vote for those girls, or they might vote for, I don't know, like, maybe Hirata or something, because they were also beefing with Hirata as well. Then we have, obviously, our group, that is Ayanokoji's group. Obviously, they will not be voting for Ayanokoji. Neither will Ayanokoji vote for them, so that's okay. Oh, Kushida might vote for Ayanokoji, but I'm guessing Kushida will actually probably vote for Horikita, not Ayanokoji. So I can scratch that out as well. Or maybe she might vote for Ayanokoji. So there you go. That's 1 vote. Or maybe 2 votes. I don't know what Koenji is going to do. Who else? Obviously, Kei is not going to vote for Ayanokoji. Hirata, I doubt Hirata is going to vote for Ayanokoji. Who else are left? There's a few other characters here. For example, Sato and the other. Those girls, they're beefing with those boys, so they're also not going to vote for Ayanokoji. Who else? Nobody. That's it. That's this whole class. So even if this is an attempt to vote Ayanokoji out, nobody will be voting for him at the end of the day. So I do wonder what they're planning to do with this. So yeah, but who knows? I might be proven wrong. Let's wait and see. Other than that, what else? Another interesting thing about this whole thing is that one person you can vote for to give a good points. All right, you know what? Let me read read that section where we get the explanation as to how this thing is going to go to how this thing is going to happen. Okay. In 4 days, you will evaluate your classmates, voting for 3 students. Okay, one person will vote for 3 students that are worthy of praise, and 3 students are worthy of censor. Okay, so 3-3. So good votes 3, bad votes 3. So each student here, okay, let me see how many students are there in this class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and there are how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 rows, like 25 or something. 25 students, maybe something like that. You know what, 30 students. Let me just like round it up in a proper 30 students. I'm just like making like a basic calculation. So each student will vote 6 times, 3 good, 3 bad. So each student votes 6 times. That means 6 votes from one student. I mean, it's like 30, 180 votes in total. So 90 good votes, 90 bad votes, something like that, I'm guessing, roughly. If that's the case, I'm just thinking. So, okay, you know what? Let me keep reading on. 3 students were worthy of censor. The students with the most positive votes will receive a special reward. So the one at the highest point will get the special reward, a privilege known as a protection point. Okay. All right. It allows its user to negate an expulsion they're qualified for. Allows the user to negate an expulsion they're qualified for. Okay. Okay, one thing is kind of bothering me here. I'm going to talk about it. Does something negative happens to the 3 lowest places? One of them will be affected. There you go. Purpose of the exam is to total up the votes received. With positive votes, adding points, negative votes, subtracting them. Okay, so if you get like 5 positive points and 3 negative points, your total vote will be +2. Something like that. Okay. To determine the single top and single bottom places. So obviously, like by doing that, you will have like a ranking. Like for example, the top person maybe like they have like 15 positive points. The second one has like 13 positive points, like this, and maybe like the bottom one will have like 30 negative points or something like that. The one who will be in the bottom will get expelled, kind of like that. Right. As for why the student is using extraordinary measure of protection points, is because this is one test that most likely cannot end without someone getting expelled. That's right, the lowest placing student will be expelled. Okay, there you go. A few other things she kind of mentions. For example, the protection like thing cannot be transferred to someone. Protection point received by the highest placing student cannot be transferred to others, because yeah, you can literally do that trying to save the person who's going to get voted out. So you cannot do that. So yeah, someone will definitely be expelled. Okay, I want to get to that part where she talks about like you can vote 1 good points to the other classes as well. Okay, I'm going to read that. Okay, everyone's not happy about this. Okay, for once, the class will not be penalized when the expulsion takes place, which obviously makes it easier for the class to kind of expel someone out. You know, they can literally delete anyone who they don't like. It's going to make it easier, a little bit, you know, like easier for people to vote. Protection point is an extraordinary reward. It comes with an appropriately extraordinary risk. Right. I fully understand that you will find it unreasonable, but now that it is done, you must follow the rules. I feel like I can find the loophole in this. This game, like this thing has a big loophole. I'm going to talk about it. And undertake the special exam. That's how the word was. Okay, all that stuff. Sakanagi's father doesn't seem like, okay, there you go, that stuff he says. So Hirata's like, oh, it's fine, everything will be okay. Okay, so Horikita's like, we will make sure that everyone gets like equal votes. Chavasha Sensei is like, nope, we'll force to repeat this vote until someone is expelled. Oh, but this kind of is a problem. I was going to say there is a loophole in this, but she literally says that this is going to repeat unless someone is expelled. So maybe the loophole that I'm going to talk about will not work here. Okay, I'm trying to find that part. Okay, here we go. In addition, you'll be casting 1 positive vote for a student in another class. Okay, so as far as I can understand, so that means every student will cast 1 positive vote for another student in another class. That means I'm just assuming every class has like 30 students. There are 4 classes in one, like, you know, like 4, like, you know, like A, B, C, D. So other than your class, I'm just roughly assuming all the other class has like 30 students as well. So 30, 30, 30, 90. So 90 extra positive votes you will be getting in your class. And if your class has like 30 students, it's a possibility that everyone, like, a lot of students might, like, what loophole, the loophole that I was talking about here is like something like this. But no, it's not going to work, because there's actually going to be like someone, like, what I was going to say is that even if you get like the last, you become the last, if you get more positive points from other classes, you can prevent your expulsion. But again, that won't work, because at the end of the day, there's definitely going to be someone in the last place. Even if all the points are positive, even if nobody gets a negative point because of the other classes positive points that they give, there's definitely going to be someone in the left. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work, never mind. Oh boy, that's not going to work, because there's definitely going to be someone in the last. And as she says, if that doesn't happen, if it dies out, then we'll continue the vote unless until someone eventually gets expelled. Someone is definitely going to get expelled. So okay, there's no way you can do that. However, there is one possible way of preventing expulsion, which she talks about here. Okay, it'll be impossible for a single class to fully manipulate the result. Like, what I was thinking is like, yeah, maybe like cooperate with the other classes to kind of like figure out how to like give the positive votes, and then somehow like, but no, even if they do that, there will definitely be someone at the last place. You cannot prevent that, and that person was going to get expelled. So yeah, that it's not going to work like that. Okay, so Hirata says, but you said most likely to be expelled. So what does that mean? Is there a chance that nobody's going to get expelled? Okay, the use of private points would change the equation. Here we go. This is what she said. This is the one and only way you can prevent an expulsion. 20 million points can potentially cancel an expulsion. 20 million. And everyone's like, oh my god, that's a lot of points. Obviously, to use that points for one person, it's out of the, like, complete. Yeah. So, there you go. That's what's happening here. Now, so yeah, there is no way you can, like, find any loopholes against it, because like I said, there is definitely going to be someone at the end, and even if there's, like, like they somehow tie it out, they're going to keep continuing this unless until someone gets voted out. So you cannot find, like, there's literally no loopholes in this, except the 20 million point thing. If you're able to do that, if you're able to pull that out, then yeah, and that is going to be like a big thing for Ichinose, because we literally saw Ichinose is trying to get I think like 5 million points is remaining that she wants. She wants that so that she can prevent someone getting expelled. And that's why, that whole section with Manabu, where, not Manabu, sorry, Nagumo, where Nagumo's like, oh, go out with me. Probably, like, he's going to give her points for that or whatever, and Ichinose is thinking, if I get the remaining points, I can prevent someone from getting expelled, or something like that is going to happening over there. So yeah, but like, there's no other way. If you don't use 20 million, there's no other way. Someone's definitely going to get expelled. One thing has always bothered me, and I still don't understand this. Why does Hirata always get so, like, agitated whenever, like, there's a possibility of expulsion of some student? Like, I understand that, like, maybe he's concerned about the fact that the whole class is going to, like, if one person goes out, it gets expelled, it'll start like a domino effect or something like that. Maybe that's what he's fearing. But still, the way every single time he reacts whenever there's a possibility of expulsion, is, I don't know, it's really interesting, because I don't understand that part, because like I said, it makes sense, like, but how can someone be like, I don't know, like, here's the thing, I still don't know what the hell is going on in Hirata's head. Like, up until when I understood Ichinose properly, and I was still in the dark about Ichinose and her past and what's going on in her head, I suspected her. And I'm doing the same thing with Hirata here as well. Like, unless and until I get to know more about him and get to know what he's thinking about, like, there's a part of me that is so suspicious of him because the way he always reacts, like I said, he always reacts in these type of situations in such a crazy manner, which, again, like I said, it's pretty normal if you're concerned about your friends and if you want your class, all of your class, to go have a smooth sail. But really, like, are you that selfless that every single time whenever something like this happen, you're always concerned about all your classmates? Is that really what's happening? Because obviously at the end of the day, everyone is concerned about themselves. You know, you can see here, everyone here is thinking about themselves, and Hirata here, he's like, but again, I guess the other people also, like, like this time there's a big possibility of Hirata also getting voted out as well. So maybe he's afraid of that. But still, like, it's a, I don't understand this guy. Like, I feel like I need more. I need something more to know, like, like, because he seems like the perfect person, which is just so something that I cannot accept, because like, everyone has some kind of a, like, thing going on, like, something, like, the way he seems like perfect in every single way is something that I feel like that they're trying to trick us, some way or the other. And there's something going on with Hirata, so I don't know about him. But like, again, this, like, whole situation as well, he's the one who reacts the most, and he's the one who's concerned about the whole situation the most. Everyone's thinking about themselves, and they're like, oh no, like, what's going to happen. Like, obviously a lot of people are also thinking about other people, but most of them are thinking about themselves. But he is the only person who seems equally concerned about every single person in this class, which is so unusual, because this has been happening from the very first season. Every season, whenever something like this happens, he seems equally concerned about everyone, you know. Again, which is like, it's very interesting, because he, like, the way he acts, like, so impartial to everyone, like, it's just so unusual, like, because every person has some kind of partiality for someone, like, like, they might like, oh, like, oh, this person, I want him to stay. Oh, this person, yeah, I wouldn't care if they get expelled or something. But he's the only person who, it seems like, he's equally concerned about everyone. He kind of seems like God, like how God is, like, neutral about everything, like, just literally concerned about every single person, in a very equal way, without partiality. He literally seems like that, which is so weird. I don't understand. Because that's not how a human being acts. But like I said, I might be wrong. Maybe something else is going on in his mind which we don't know about. But let's wait and see. You know. However, this time, there is a possibility he might come under, like, a, he might get a few votes, because, a lot of boys are, like, probably going to put their votes on him. But then again, like, will that really even work out? Because most of the girls will probably give their good votes for him. So maybe it's going to cancel out or something. I don't know. But let's wait and see. Either way, that's that. And Chabashira Sensei also explains that you cannot use blank votes, abstentions. It's not going to be allowed. So basically, one of you is screwed. So there you go. So yeah, that is the whole thing. All right, that was the whole, like, section. Other than that, a few other things happen. For example, Horikita goes and talks to Ryuen. Ryuen literally threatens Horikita back and just just intimidates her so much and just leaves. Like, Horikita goes to talk to him about the whole situation and kind of intimidate him. However, he intimidates her back and just leaves. And he's like, yeah, if I wanted to, I can actually prevent myself from getting out. And then there you go, that whole thing. Kay obviously seems concerned about the situation as well. However, Kay is not in any trouble. Nobody's, maybe one or two votes she'll get. She'll definitely not get any much votes, because there's other, like, situations. The other girls will probably, like, vote for someone else. However, as Ayanokoji says, it is true. If she was dating Hirata, yeah, all the girls would have probably voted for him. At least the girls who, like, wanted, Hirata to break up with her. probably what would have happened. So she said. And another thing, you just think about it. If she was dating Hirata up until now, and after this vote was announced, if she broke up after that, I feel like she probably would be the one who getting voted out, because everyone would be like, oh, look at her, she just because she doesn't want to get voted out, she broke up with Hirata. Let's vote her. That would have happened. She actually got very much lucky, because she broke up with Hirata before this. If she did that after this, she would have been completely even more people would vote for her if that's what happened. you know so yeah, she actually got lucky with that, I guess, in a way. But yeah. So yeah, I don't think nothing's gonna happen to Kei. Anakoji might get a few votes, but I'm really struggling to think who's going to even vote for Anakoji, because there's other people that everyone will vote for, like Hirata, or maybe like those guys, those boys. The girls will probably vote for that group, Yamauchi's group. While Yamauchi's group will probably vote for the girls or Hirata. Probably not vote for the girls. They'll probably vote for Hirata. So that's going on over there, and stuff like that. So yeah, a troublesome situation. That was that. Then we have Ichinose, talking to Ayanokoji, and that section where Ayanokoji kind of predicts that Ichinose is trying to get herself voted out, but then Ayanokoji is like, you cannot do that, because you nobody will vote for you. It's not going to happen. But then again, as they said, their group is such a tight-knit group, who even is going to get voted out? If that happens, everything will get destroyed. That kind of thing. So that is why, so basically, as far as I can understand, Ichinose was thinking of two things. Either if she gets voted out, then all's well and good. Nobody's going to get voted out and she can leave. That's one. But she knows that's not going to happen, because nobody's going to vote for her. So she thought about the second part, which is asking Nagumo for help, and then Nagumo with that whole thing. So that's what's happening. Over there, while all of this is happening, Sakanagi comes in, and Sakanagi talks to Anakoji as well, talks about how her father got suspended, how someone might be trying to get Anakoji out. Not only that, ceasefire for now. The bet will happen later on in the special exam. However, for now, she wants to fully focus on Class A. She wants to bring Katsuragi out. For a moment, I was like, wait a minute, Katsuragi, that name sounds familiar. Who is this person? And then I remembered Katsuragi is that guy. We saw him in season... We all even saw him season 2 and 3 as well, but not as much. In season 1 and 2, we saw him quite a lot. So yeah, that guy, the guy with shaved head, him. So he obviously, since he's also one of the leaders, as far as I can remember, Class A has 2 leaders, and they're kind of just against each other kind of thing. And one is Sakanagi, one is Katsuragi. They each have their own faction or whatever. So Sakanagi is trying to vote him out so that obviously she can get the whole thing. Katsuragi might actually be trying to do the same as well. Who knows? But we'll see. So she's like, yeah, for now, ceasefire. Okay. Then we come to that part. Okay, so here we go. Let me see. Let me go to that place where Ichinose looks at her points. Yeah, she has 15 million. There you go. So she wants 5 million more. And using that, she's going to try to prevent someone getting expelled. Because it is true, if their class, someone gets expelled, it's going to be very bad, because they're such a tight-knit group, and it's not even normal expulsion. The thing that makes it even worse is that someone's going to be voting. So it's going to make it so much better. The whole situation will be so much more better. If they went out in some competition or something, everyone could be like, you know what? Fair enough. I wasn't able to keep up with you guys. Unfortunate. Goodbye. Yeah. If they got suspended like that, expelled like that, yeah, it's acceptable. This way, it's very unacceptable. A group like their group, Class B, which is such a tightly knit group, which basically works on trust and bonds against each other, going out like that because a few people voted you out is such a bad way to go. And not only that, obviously it's going to bring bitter feelings out. And even if the person is expelled, that bitterness will remain, and it's going to rot everything from the inside. People won't be able to trust each other. They'll be like, oh, that guy got voted out, maybe I'm going to be the next target, and they'll stop trusting others. And you know what's the worst thing? If you stop trusting others, other people will obviously stop trusting you as well, and it's going to become like a widespread thing. The fact that everyone could trust each other is the strong point of class B. If one person starts not trusting other people will also stop trusting them, and they might all stop trusting others. Everything will break apart from the inside. That class will be over. And it's a bad thing. So yeah, the fact that this is like a voting thing makes it so much worse. Oh god, especially for class B, and I'm sure she doesn't want that for class B, and that's why this is happening. Oh boy, I literally said in the beginning of this episode, like, oh, Ichino says fine now, everything will be okay, she's like stronger than ever, their group is one of the best now, literally, because everyone has like good friendship and good bond with each other. Bruh, this episode literally just put water in everything. Like every single thing that I thought, it literally got destroyed because of this whole nonsense now. The class is like in more trouble now. Good god. Okay, so that was this episode. Let's see how this goes. I do wonder how Ayano is going to counter this. Will we get an expulsion? If we get an expulsion, I'm guessing Ayano will probably try to expel Kushida. But will it happen? Let's wait and see. And I feel like that's what its direction is actually going to go. This is what the direction is going towards. Because we literally saw in the previous episode, Ayano say something like, since I have more information on Kushida now, I know her networking and her influence, I can use this to expel her. Literally the previous episode he said that, and now we are having this exam with the whole expansion thing. I feel like it's connected. Maybe something's going to happen, the whole Kushida situation. Let's wait and see. Okay, that was it. Now let's see how this goes. Now I'm going to talk about this episode scene by scene. In the first section, Tabashel Sensei congratulates everyone. She's like, good job everyone, nobody failed. Everyone's like, yay. And then she's like, yeah, but sorry guys, you're going to get expelled either way. One of you at least. Literally after that. And everyone's like, what the hell? So yeah, basically, since nobody's getting expelled, the school is like, this is not good. We need to expel someone. And so that is why they have decided to make a follow-up exam. And in this follow-up exam, it's not going to be anything like exam based or anything like intelligence based or like strength based, and nothing like that. They're literally going to do a voting. And like I said, this makes it so much worse. Again, if someone got expelled because of maybe they did bad in exams, maybe did bad at sports, something like that, it is still acceptable at the end of the day, I guess, in a way. Obviously it's not acceptable. The person who's getting expelled will be fuming. But, still, in a, at the end of the day, from the bottom of their heart, I guess they can accept it. But it makes it so much worse that there's a voting thing. So literally, if you get expelled, you'll be like, oh my god, my class, all these people that I trusted, they backstabbed me. And not only that, people who have voted for that person, obviously they'll have a guilty conscience. Not only that, people who haven't voted for that person, they will not be able to trust any people in this class, because they will be like, oh my god, he got backstabbed. He had so many friends, he still got backstabbed. What happens if my friends backstab me now? So this is such a bad thing. This whole voting thing is such a bad thing. This school really decided to screw them over. Where as soon as everyone was getting tightly knit together, forming bonds and teamwork and everything, the school decided to issue such a weird exam, which is literally going to destroy every single bond that everyone has made and completely destroy all the trust everyone has within each other. unless and until they're able to circumvent this and counter this whole thing, which is what Ichinose is trying to do, because Ichinose knows that if her groups something like that happens, they're going to get destroyed from the inside, because their group, the one strongest thing that their group has is trust within each other, and if that trust breaks, it's over for their class. That's why Ichinose is trying to get that extra point, right? Either way, so yeah, that's what it is. I talked about the whole exam thing. I kind of read sentence by sentence here in the first part of the discussion section, so I'm not going to read that. So basically what is happening is that you will be giving out votes, 3 votes, 3 good votes, 3 bad votes. The 3 good votes, obviously every single person will be giving, and you will be giving 1 good vote to someone from other class. So other people will also do that for you as well. So you're going to get some extra good votes over there. The one who will be at the top. Oh, how this is going to be calculated is good votes will be positive, bad votes will be negative. They will be added up. So if you have 10 good votes and 3 bad votes, you're going to get 7 positive points, I guess, in a way. 5 good votes, 10 good votes, 5 bad votes, positive 5. And after adding everything up, they're going to rank you based on how many positive points you have. So the person who will be at the bottom, they will be getting expelled. Wait a minute, one thing I don't understand here. Just a minute, let me go back. Evaluate your classes. The one with the most positive votes, special reward, protection point. Okay, that. Okay. Right. Something happened. Does something negative happen to the? Wait a minute. I don't understand one thing. Hirata says, does something happen to the negative? Negative happen to the 3 lowest places? Why does he mention 3? That's one thing I don't understand. Why 3? I didn't think about it first, but by the way Chabasha Sensei explains it, yeah, you will be giving out 3 negative votes, but why does he mention the 3 bottom places? Why 3? Why didn't he say 1? I don't understand that, because the way it's calculated, obviously, like the way it is going to be calculated, obviously you will think that, oh, the one who's at the last will get expelled. Why does he mention 3, and why does Tabasha Sensei say that, yeah, only 1 will be getting affected? I don't understand that. Like, it makes no sense. Because, I also didn't really think about it much at the beginning, but now that I'm thinking about it, like, why 3? Because, yeah, the way the vote is counted, the one who will be at the end will get expelled. Where does 3 come from? Why 3? Why does he mention 3? I don't understand that. Anyways, I understand that he made a mistake, that he said, what about the 3? And Chabasha Sensei kind of corrected him and said that, oh, only 1 will be affected. But where does the 3 come from? You're putting 3 negative votes. It doesn't mean that the 3, once the 3 in the bottom will get penalized. You know what, anyways, whatever. But I understand obviously what's happening. So yeah, they're going to do that ranking. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I might be misunderstanding something. So yeah, 3 good votes, 3 bad votes. Everyone from the other class will be giving, each person will be giving 1 positive vote to 1 class, 1 person, I'm guessing. Like that, everything will be tallied. One at the highest will get a protection point, which will save them for expulsion. The one at the end will be getting expelled, basically. And you cannot do anything to prevent that. You cannot use blank votes. You cannot tie it. If you try to tie it, they'll continue doing it. So yeah, you're getting expelled either way. Yeah, and there you go. And Horikita tries a lot, and even Hirata also tries a lot of ways to kind of see that if there's any kind of loophole, but no, there isn't. and the only way they can get out of this if they use 20 million points to make um to save the person, you know. And yeah, so there you go. So while all this is happening here, you can see everyone's literally like pointing fingers at each other, you know. The boys are like, oh, like Yamachi's like, oh, you girls, are you gonna vote for me or something? And then the girls are like getting pissed off about that. Koenji's like, ah, you fools, you know, while Sudo's like, ah, you are the one to talk, you know, like, right. And also another thing obviously is like, since the whole class won't be penalized if someone gets expelled, this is the best time to expel someone who is worthless. And then everyone starts like, you know, just rioting. Hirata tries to calm everyone down, and the boys are like, oh, you are like in a just sitting in a high, like, you know, position. There's nothing to worry, like, make you worry about. And Hirata's like, no, that's not the case. And they're now it seems like they might actually be voting for Hirata at the end of the day. While Horikita tries to prevent this as well, doesn't work. Yeah, so there you go. You're screwed. Unless and until you bring out 20 million points, which is a lot, obviously. Like, nobody will be able to bring that out or do that to save one person. Either way, later on in the cafe or the diner, Ayanokoji's group talks about giving positive votes to each other and not giving negative votes to each other. That's how they try to at least stay, like, you know, like the good, like a majority of the good votes they'll get. And you know, they also mentioned that we shouldn't like mention this in case other people try to sabotage this. So there you go. That's that. Later on, Horikita goes to meet Ryuen along with Ayanokoji. And yeah, now you can see Ryuen is like, oh, like, I don't care. Probably going to get expelled. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything for this. Ayanokoji is like, so you don't intend to fight and to make sure you're not expelled. Right, so Horikita's like, oh, a lot of people will be happy if you get expelled, this and that. And Horikita's, he's like, ah, you, like, you know, it's better if you like expel me now. I might be a trouble for you in the future. Horikita like says a few things which probably doesn't like sit well with Ryuen. She says like, oh, you know, like, obviously you went to class D, you lack the talent that a true leader needs, this and that. That's why you fell to class D. She also says, can you tell me if someone like you stuck in a hopeless situation wanted to engage seriously in this test? Can you do something about it? And he's like, yeah, what a stupid question. Obviously I will. And Horikita tries. And he's like, oh, you want to hear, listen, what I'm like, you know, what like tactics I'm going to use for this? And she's like, no, I might fall into trouble, like, you know, if I listen to you. And here Ryuen claps back. She says like, still thank you, seeing you accept reality helps me to do what needs to be done. And yeah, this is what doesn't sit well with Ryuen. He's like, oh, really? She says, if we cannot avoid expelling anyone, I need to determine who's actually worthy and see that their sentence is carried out. And Ryuen is like, yeah, you know what? You're bluffing. You're trying to say that you don't have it in you to expel anyone. And Horikita's like, no, I can do that. She gets defensive, and Ryuen's like, no, you cannot. You know, I can see the hesitation behind your eyes. You cannot do anything. You're just like saying like, and then he brings up her brother. And he's like, yeah, you can't even talk to your brother. What are you on about? Like, first go face your brother, and then, like, you know, like, say stuff like this. Just roasts her and leaves. And yeah, and he says like, you know, like, only people that can survive are people like me or Sakanagi, who sees her classmates as nothing but mere pawns. You're not someone like that. You cannot do that. But Horikita's like, no, I can do when it matters, you know, like, but he's like, no, you cannot. And he leaves. And he says, don't let this chance get away now. Obviously, I'm guessing he was trying to, like, you know, like, indicate Ayanokoji, you know, by that sentence actually like like indicated Ayanokoji, like he was talking to Ayanokoji. Okay, Ayanokoji says, okay, he says that I probably don't think that I want to get Ryuan expelled. Right, so, okay, interesting. That's what Ayanokoji says. And Horikita's still like grumbling about this, and Ayanokoji's like, you know what? He is right in a sense. Go talk to your brother before he graduates. Like, don't, just talk to him. And she's like, oh, I don't expect my brother to be willing to meet with me. Like, she just assumes it, and much as I dislike it, you're the only one he has any interest. Ayanokoji's like, I suppose if you say so. She's like, I don't like how you said that. Right. So there you go. Obviously she is not ready to meet with her brother still, but as Ayanokoji said, this is probably the final time he'll get to see her before he graduates. So yeah. Right. After that, Kei talks to Ayanokoji and the whole conversation happens. Like nothing much happens here. Kei talks to Ayanokoji about the situation. Ayanokoji is like, oh, you're fine, nothing will happen to you. And he also mentions how if she was here dating Hirata, she probably would have gotten expelled. Yeah, and Ayanokoji says the person that I will be picking is someone who is probably going to be a hindrance to the class. And Kei's like, oh, hopefully it's not me. And I'm like, why would it be you? And yeah, Ayanokoji says the same thing, like, no, like, yeah, you're helpful to the class. Right. Anyways, so Ayanokoji tells her that if something happens, if the wind moves in a different direction, tell me. Like, obviously, because he needs to know that. And she's like, yeah, fine, no problem. Right. The next scene, the next day, Ayanokoji is coming and Ichinose is waiting for him. And yeah, she talks to Ayanokoji and she's like, okay. So Ayanokoji immediately realizes that Ichinose is probably trying to get expelled herself so that she can save everyone else. And he literally asks that. He's like, yeah, are you trying to do that? You're not trying to drop out, are you? And she's like, oh, come on, like, and he's like, I can see it in your face. Either way, Ayanokoji says like, you know what, just drop that. That's never going to happen. Your classmates are never going to like vote you. So there you go, that's not happening. And yeah, but Ichinose is very concerned about her classmates because obviously one person is going to get eliminated. And like I said, this whole voting thing is so messed up, like it's literally going to instill doubt within you. And class B is the one that is very vulnerable to that, because class B is known for its bond and strength in unity. If that gets broken, it's over. And that is exactly going to happen if someone gets expelled. So Ichinose knows that, and Ichinose doesn't want that. Okay. So Ichinose is like, oh, about the positive vote, should I vote you? And Ayanokoji is like, oh, you don't need to do that. And she's like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, I can do it. You're very much deserving of it. Okay, and Ayanokoji's like, I might ask you for that just in case. Now, I do wonder if Ayanokoji might use like this extra vote to maybe help someone out. But again, at the end of the day, it's not going to work, because like the ranking is definitely going to happen. There's definitely going to be someone at the bottom, and that person in the bottom is definitely going to get expelled out. However positive votes someone gets, someone is definitely going to get expelled. So I do wonder. Okay, one thing might happen. Ayanokoji might try to manipulate the votes in a way that Kushida gets the least. And that's how he might try to eliminate Kushida like this. That is one thing that he can do. And maybe that is why he might ask Ichinose or people that he knows and from other classes to vote for a certain someone, so that Kushida is the one who gets at the bottom. Like, for example, he has a lot of connections. He knows Ichinose pretty well. He might ask Ichinose to maybe vote for someone who might be the last bottom, but if he gets that extra vote, he'll go up and Kushida will come down. in that way maybe like manipulate the votes in such a way that Kushida becomes at the bottom. That's one possible way, because that's the only thing I can see here. I feel like if Anakoji wants to eliminate someone, it is definitely Kushida, and he might try to do something to manipulate the votes just so that Kushida is at the bottom. But it's a pretty difficult thing to do because I don't think a lot of people will vote for Kushida, vote against Kushida. A lot of people might vote for Kushida, not against. So it's going to be difficult. But still, Anakoji does also have a lot of connection. Like I said, he has a good connection with Ichinose. He has good connection with Katsuragi, as far as I can remember. He has good connections with who else? A few other people as well. I do remember, like for example, Hiyori. Who else? Other students from other classes. Anyone else? And I do know like a lot of things the anime skips, and in the light novels, as far as I can remember, as far as I know, he has a lot of connections with other people from other classes. A lot of them which are not shown in the anime. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he'll try to use those connections to somehow manipulate the votes so that Kushida goes at the bottom. But it's very difficult. Like I said, it's going to be very difficult to do that. So let's wait and see. Other than that, okay, after that, Sakanagi comes in, Ichinose goes away. Sakanagi talks to Anakoji and tells him that, all right, you know what? Yeah, we're in ceasefire mode now. We won't be fighting each other. Let's just go through this first, and she wants to focus everything on expelling Katsuragi. That's what she wants to do. She talks about her father getting suspended, and someone might be trying to expel Anakoji for this, all that stuff. Okay, one thing interesting thing she says here is that, where is that part? It's a very weird thing to say. She says like, I won't be doing anything to sabotage you on the taste, Ayanokoji-kun. Right? And she could have ended it at that. But she keeps going and she says, like, and she's like, I promise you that. And Ayanokoji says, I'm sure to promise that. She keeps going. She says, if I do end up doing something to damage you in the results, I will accept it as my loss. So basically what she means is like, you'll be free to refuse our next competition as well. This is such a weird thing to say. I don't understand where this came from. Like, like she literally said that, oh, we're in ceasefire mode now. She didn't need to tell him that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to be voting for you. And you know what, yeah, even if she said that to him, it's fine. She could have ended it there. Why keep going with this? Like, she then adds on the extra thing that, oh, if I somehow end up inconveniencing you in the results, then you're free to refuse our next competition. What is the point of that? What's the merit that she's getting out of this? Like I said, she's not getting anything out of this. Why suddenly bring this up? It's all lost for her because she wants to go against Anakoji. So making a promise like this is weird. Like, why? She didn't need to do that, but she still did it. I don't understand that part, Like I said, even Anakoji is like, are you sure to make a promise like that? Anakoji then says like, though if I end up as a target for negative votes in the exam, yeah, I will get expelled, so, there won't be a next competition at all. She's like, yeah, that's very true. So she says there won't be any sudden betrayals before our fight happens. She's like, surely you jest. The moment the test was announced, I know who was going to expel. It's Katsuragi, obviously. Either way, she's also like, you know what? I do know Ryuan is going to get expelled. I also kind of think that's what's going to happen, but I feel like somehow Ayanokoji is going to prevent it, because Ayanokoji mentioned something like, I don't want Ryuan to get expelled. So I do wonder if he's going to do something about it. Let's wait and see. And this Ayanokoji might be able to manipulate. You know how? By giving extra points to Ryuan. Like, just think about it. Even if Ryuan gets like the least votes, there's definitely going to be someone above Ryuan. For example, like let me just say that Ryuan gets like negative 30 votes. Like not negative 30 votes, sorry. His points at the end of the day is negative 30. And someone above him is at negative 25. So if Ayanokoji is somehow able to convince 5 other people, including him, not 5, 6 other people, including him, to vote, give the good points to Ryuan, Ryuan's going to boost up from negative 30 to negative 24, and the person in negative 25 will come down and they'll get expelled. That is one way to prevent Ruin from getting expelled. Anukoji might be able to do that, but for his own class, he's not going to be able to do anything to prevent. But then again, like I said, he might actually be trying to expel Kushida and manipulate the votes like that by making sure that Kushida's at the bottom. He might try to do that, but let's wait and see. However, Ichinose says, Sakanagi says that, yeah, the greatest interesting thing would be Ichinose. Is her class. I do wonder what that's going to happen, because such a tightly knit group, if that happens, it's going to get destroyed from the inside. And literally after that, we see Ichinose looking at her points. It's 15 million points. She needs 5 million more. She goes to Nagumo, and Nagumo's like, oh, regarding the points, if you go out with me, I can arrange something. And she is like, oh, I need to save my class, and by getting that extra points, obviously she can save someone from getting expelled. But then this whole nonsense. So let's see, how this goes. And yeah, so that was it. That was my reaction to this episode. Interesting test, just voting. Like I said, the fact that it's voting makes it so much more toxic. If it was some other competition, everything would have been so much better. But no, it's voting. It makes it so much toxic. So yeah, so there you go. That is it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Classroom of the Elite. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.